Okay, hello students. We'll be discussing further regarding the types of iteration or the categories of iteration. Now there are basically two types of iteration we have. Okay, they are your entry control loop and exit control loop. Okay, there are two basic types of iteration. Okay, now the categories, they are the broad categories of the iteration: entry control loop and exit control loop. Okay, now your for and while loop comes under your entry control loop. Okay, the for and while loop comes under your entry control loop. So the for and while loop comes under your entry control loop, and a do while loop comes under your exit control loop. Okay, they are the two categories of loop, and the construct which we have in the loops are for, while and do while. There are three ways of writing loop: for loop we have, while loop we have, do while loop we have. For and while loop follow the entry control loop, and do while loop will be following your exit control loop. Okay, understood? Now basically what is difference between both of them we'll be seeing now. Okay, so in the further we'll be seeing the differences between the entry control loop and the exit control loop. What are key differences between the exit control loop and entry control loops? Okay, the first point is, okay, so what is the key difference between them? The first point is about entry control loops. The first the condition is checked, then the control enter inside the loop. Okay, first of all the condition will get checked, then the control will enter inside the loop. Exit control loop, first the control enter inside the loop, then the condition is checked. Okay, we'll see with the examples, so we'll understand this better. Second point is, first we'll write the points. Okay, the next 2 points are, if the condition is false at the starting, the loop will not execute. So for entry control loop, if the condition becomes false at the starting, the loop will not get executed. And exit control loops, even if the condition is false at the starting, the loop will be executed at least once. So entry control loop, the examples are for and while. Exit control loop, the examples are do while loop. Okay, now we'll understand about entry control, exit control loop with the help of examples. Okay, let's see now. Okay, so for an entry control loop, the examples are for and while loop. We'll see first with an example for loop. This example I've discussed in the last when we started with the topic iteration, I've discussed this example. Now this is an entry control loop. Why it is an entry control loop? The first point which we discussed was, first the condition is checked, then the control enter inside the loop. Okay, so if you see the example, first the condition is checked, I value will be checked first. Okay, if you see properly, whatever is the I value first is what? 1. It will first check the condition, 1 is less than equals to 5, yes or no? So 1 is less than equals to 5, yes. So if the condition is true, then the statement gets executed. So first the condition is checked, then the statement gets executed. So you know, this is initialization, this is the condition, this is the statement. Okay, this was your statement. Okay, and this is your condition. Okay, so first the condition is checked, then the statement gets executed in your entry control loop. Understood? Clear? So if you see in a do while loop, okay, the exit control loop, what happens? They are the same thing for the loop which we have made, okay, or with the for loop. Okay, the loop which we have made using for loop, we have now done with the help of while loop. The same loop has been made using do while loop. Okay, if you see here, the first step is initialization, then do, system or print either statement, increment, decrement, and condition. Okay, clear? The condition is shifting towards the last in your do while loops. Understood? So what happens here is, the do exit control loop, what was the first point? The first point was that the first the control enter inside the loop, then the condition is checked. Okay, so if you see in the example, if you see in this example of exit control loop, first the control will enter inside the loop, then the condition is checked at the last. Okay, before the first will go to initialization, then the statements will get executed without checking the condition. So first the statements get executed, then the condition is checked. Okay, this is what happens in your exit control loop. Clear? Now we go to the next point, second number point. Okay, for the entry control loop, the second point states that if the condition is false at the starting, the loop will not get executed. Okay, so if you see the example here, that we have the condition. Okay, if the condition was false, in case if we take another example, okay, instead of 1, if we make this as 10, okay, what will happen now? You see, is 10 less than 5? No, false. Clear or not? Is 10 less than 5? No, 10 is bigger than 5. Is 10 equal to 5? No. Okay, so this is I here, no? So 10 value is neither equal to 5 nor less than 5, so the condition becomes false at the starting. So if the condition is false at the starting, will the statement get executed? No, the statement will not get executed. So if the condition becomes false at the starting, because I put the value of I as 10 here, the condition is becoming false at the starting. So if the condition is false at the starting, the loop will not get executed. Understood? Clear? This is about your entry control loop. Okay, now we come to the exit control loop. Now if you see in case of your do while loop, the exit control loop, what will happen? If I change the I value to 10, okay, the condition will become false. 10 will be less than equal to 5. No, 10 is not equal to 5. Okay, understood? The condition will be false if I put the value of 10, but since the statements and the increment are above your condition, this is above your condition, so this will get executed before the condition is executed. Okay, so the statements get executed before the condition. Clear? Before the condition is checked. So what will happen? Even if the condition is false at the starting, we saw the starting itself at the first step itself, the condition became false. Okay, when I we took as 10, at the starting only the condition will be false, but even then the statement is executed at least once. So that is what we have explained the next 2 points. Okay, so you can see the differences now properly. So you'll be clear now with the point. The second point of your entry control, first one, if the condition is false at the starting, the loop will not get executed. So you've seen that entry control loop. Okay, so that the condition, if it is false at the starting, the loop will not get executed. And the second point for exit control loop, even if the condition is false at the starting, the loop will be executed at least once. So we can see here, so the condition is false at the starting, the loop will be executed at least once. So at least once the value of I10 will be printed on the screen. Clear? Then the loop will stop executing. Understood? This is about your entry control loop and exit control loops. Okay, so the differences between them, the examples we have: for loop, while loop as entry control loop, and do while loop as your exit control loop. Clear? Understood? This is how we differentiate between entry control loop and exit control loop. In the exams, question might come differentiating between while and do while. Okay, if the question comes for while and do while, the same thing, the first point you're writing, if the condition is false, if the condition is checked, then the control enters inside the loop. Same, next first 2 points will be same as the entry control and exit control loops. The instead of example, you can write this is your while loop is your entry control loop, and do while loop is a exit control loop, which will be the point number 3. Clear? Understood? Okay.